wow. I always want it to rip in.
Needs a build out.
One of these days, I'll just replace it, and it'll be the full song.
Yeah, I need that. Did you make that?
No, that's from. What's his name? Jamiroquai.
Oh wow.
Canned Heat. Napoleon Dynamite.
So we're stealing it. We're just fully ripping it out.
No, completely stealing it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you made it
that
up.
either,
Oh, I made it. Totally made it. Original thing. Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And together we are
Ryan and John.
on the couch as always. Cara Tafolla. Annie, the Skovmand, is with us as well.
Beep, boop, boop.
Working off a hangover or something. How you doing over there, Shadies?
You seem a little down.
No, just had a lot going on today.
Wow.
All right.
And
All
we
right.
do.
Recording.
A lot going into it. So let's go into it.
Big day in media.
Big day, you guys.
Let's start with the
big.
big.
Yep. Our first criminal president. Former president, I should say.
Well,
Innocent until proven guilty, right?
Yeah.
Is that how that goes?
I think he's for sure going to serve some time, but it'll be like a Martha Stewart thing where like she's...
see.
I don't think he's our first criminal president.
Okay, well...
He's the first one who's
the first one
they're
Been
going
indicted,
after.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
know
okay.
there was some other presidents doing shady stuff.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just saying like the first
Kara's ready to
one
name names right now.
like
Yeah.
on the list. Like he's...
I don't know.
Okay.
that was a lot.
Andrew Jackson.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. You know, if anyone, honestly,
know.
way worse.
Do you know he was the first president? Apparently, he got pulled over for speeding in his
Horse and buggy?
horse and
Are
buggy.
you
No joke.
Wait, how
Andrew
could
Jackson.
they? How could they?
Pull him
like-
over?
Radar detector.
They literally,
Yeah, they didn't have radars back
Yeah,
then.
they
easy.
just
You pace
they
'em.
just like
You
had
pace
cops who
You're
knew.
too fast.
Back then, they just eyeballed it.
And then they would chase you down on their horse, going wee oo wee oo wee.
That's the
oo.
thing too. That's the thing too, though. A lot of police officers, when you get pulled over, they'll hit you with the radar gun, but then they'll try and pace you for like 5 minutes at your speed, just to have a backup of like, well, I followed you for 5 minutes, and knew I was at this speed. So I'm not
I don't
sure
know.
if that's how they did
No.
it back then, but
That's certainly not how the cop that pulled me over did it. He definitely eyeballed it. Looked like you're
Wait,
going
you got a
70 there.
speeding ticket?
I got a speeding
A
ticket for going
while
70
ago.
one time.
A while ago.
Yeah.
Where?
You know what? Clean record my whole life. I started dating Cara, and the first like 2 weeks I got a speeding ticket.
He was going home from my parents' house.
I was just like stoked to be alive, I guess.
Wait.
I don't know.
Where
Like-
did you get a speeding ticket for 70? Is it
You
60,
know-
65?
okay.
I was coming right over the hill, like when you're coming out of El Cajon.
About to go into Grossmont
passing,
Center
yeah,
under the
Grossmont Center.
overpasses.
right there.
Going west.
And now I always look because I'm like, there's a Joker.
There's always
right
a
there.
guy right there.
He's just sitting under the bridge.
You've never gotten a speeding ticket, John?
I haven't either.
Never in my life.
Yeah, me
Must be
neither.
nice.
I've gotten pulled over for
Cop
speeding
family.
several times, but I've never gotten a ticket.
What?
You get out.
Oh, do you guys?
I hate you.
He got pulled over with me one time.
Dan
Remember?
Albright. Dan Albright.
Kara was in the car one time, and I
What?
invited him to Olive Garden. He didn't accept, but
Wait a second.
Oh my gosh.
Your guys' past is getting
I know.
saucier.
That was the old car, and the brake light was
car,
out.
Yeah, brake light was out, and that was the time
Sounds
where
old.
that was the time where he got all pissed because
Yeah.
he's like, I turned my lights on. It was daytime. You know, and I was like,
But
I
he
wasn't
didn't turn
paying
his sirens
attention.
on.
We were talking, but he turned his siren on at the last second, like kind of like just for a second, and then he got all pissed at me. He's like, I had my lights on. I was like, oh, I don't
see, it's
I didn't
bright
see the
out.
lights. Like I don't
Wow.
know.
Yeah.
He was so angry.
My first ticket, they were following me with the lights on, and I didn't notice.
Right.
And then I was at a stoplight in the middle lane, and they
Sure.
did the little whoop, and I was like, oh my gosh, someone's getting pulled over behind
You're
me.
getting pulled over.
And then
is
you're
that?
at a stoplight, and then I was like, oh my god, I'm getting pulled
It's
over.
me.
And your stomach
then
sinks,
you're,
right? Yeah.
You're stuck at the stop. So
Yeah.
there's all these other cars looking at you like you're getting pulled over.
maniac.
And I was like, oh,
Wow.
I got 2 speeding tickets within the first 6 months of having my driver's license.
Jim was probably livid.
Oh no, both of them it wasn't. The first one I was the problem is I'm good under pressure. And so, have a totally
Same.
normal conversation.
Yep.
He walks away, I break down.
Yep.
I'm like, all the classic stuff, which if I
Wow.
had just cried to him, because the guy felt really bad. Like, I was like, this is my first ticket ever. Like, I know I have everything. I'm not exactly sure what the registration looks like. Like, I know it's in here, but if you see it when I'm pulling stuff out,
says car on it.
you know, like he's talking to me and he was trying to be nice, but he clocked me right before I had to speed up to pass someone to get on an exit. So he clocked me when I passed them in the slow lane to get off the exit.
You're
it was
like,
no, it was like,
Dang.
I think it was 85 and it was right when it changed from 70 to 65. It was Lake Jennings exit. It was messed up. It was all sorts of bad.
Yeah.
And then my next
area
one,
over there.
I was running from camping to go get my computer charger because I was working on a school project. Hit a hill, you know, coasting, not even touching the pedal.
Yikes.
And I coasted to 85. Whoop, whoop. And it was a female cop, and so then I knew I wasn't getting away.
Yeah, can't get out
But
of that one.
I got lucky because I asked the female cop. I was like, "What happens when you get 2 speeding tickets within the first 6 months of having your driver's license?" And she's like, "Yeah, your license is gonna get suspended."
No, she's
oh,
messing with
Just
you.
messing with you.
No, she wasn't. What saved me was the fact that I had done traffic school to expunge the first one, and it had passed 3 days prior.
Whoa.
Nice.
It like cleared my record, and then 3 days later, I got the second speeding ticket.
Consider me expunged.
Expunged.
Is that
Wow.
expunged?
Expunged.
Doesn't
I don't
matter.
know.
I don't know.
Somewhere
Don't
in-
ask
somewhere in
us.
the middle
Espionage.
there.
I don't know. It just
Somewhere.
it
This
sounds
is a
right.
podcast literally about nothing. So like, why would we know?
How many times do you think Trump's gonna have to go to traffic school to expunge? 17,
24, I heard.
No,
24
I
counts?
thought it was.
I think
I thought it was like 32 or something.
He's pleading
Yeah.
not guilty to every single one of them. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm
Hey.
gonna take this to court, and it's gonna be the biggest court you've ever seen, the most Supreme
Hey.
Court.
Listen, his numbers for supporters in the Republican Party for his
34.
2024
34.
has
34 counts.
has gone up so much in the last week.
Yep. It's
I mean,
radicalizing the
we
Republican
love
Party.
an underdog story. That's probably the
You
best
know who was
thing
at
Is he
the
an
could
underdog?
happen for him.
his support rally?
Who's that?
Who's our favorite representative?
From
Oh my gosh, the one with the liar?
you talking about the vaping congressman?
No.
No, George Santos.
Yeah,
Santos.
George Santos was there.
Yes,
Wow.
we love him.
Wow,
I
was he or
love
did
that
he
guy.
claim to be?
George Santos.
He said, actually, I was Trump.
I
I was Trump.
I am Trump.
I'm
Believe
his
it or not.
lawyer.
I'm Trump's lawyer,
pretty funny.
actually.
I'm
Wow.
Trump's lawyer.
And
Crazy
they're like,
enough.
no, you're not. He's like, I
I
am.
am. I want to have an interview with anyone who works with him.
Oh, yeah.
Any of the people in his office and be like, does he ever tell the truth, or is he just like so
What
far
if he's
deep
like?
into it?
What if he's like a compulsive liar? Where they're like, when he's in the office, he's like a totally normal guy.
He's a normal guy. He
he's
walks
super
out.
chill, and then he goes out the office, and we watch these press conferences, and we're like, what is he doing? Like, he's never like that. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm sure that's not the case.
Nah,
No,
I'm sure he's a great guy. Great guy.
Great guy. He's probably honestly really
Salt of the
honest.
earth.
He's trying to get the like court location changed to be in a more Republican
You talking about
area.
We're talking about Trump.
too.
We're
former
talking about
President Donald
Santos.
Trump?
Oh, because it's in New York. He got to what is he? Washington, New York? Where's he at?
I think it's in
gotta be
Washington,
in New
but
York.
he's trying to change it to Staten Island.
It's New York.
or-
It's New York's
not
DA is
Staten
the one.
Island.
That's
Yeah, he's in
Wherever.
Manhattan,
He's
right?
gotta be,
Yeah.
he's in New York.
John
Yeah.
told me right before the show started that they had a GoFundMe campaign or something.
Yeah, no, his campaign
needs it.
spiked by $5 million in one day when the indictment happened.
$5 million.
He got $5 million in one day from his supporters.
Listen, have
Can
you ever
GoFundMe
watched?
just shut it down?
Have you ever watched season 2 of Tiger King?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Rough.
Season 2 of Tiger King follows the story back in the day
Yep.
of them trying to get Joe Exotic to have President Trump at the time pardon him
Yeah.
of his crimes.
I remember that.
And let me just tell you, the guy's behind bars. He obviously is messed up. Did he do everything? Maybe. Other people are guilty, but he's definitely guilty of crimes.
Sure,
you know, like
yeah, sure.
he is
Talking
guilty
about
of
Joe
things.
Exotic.
Well, actually, I
Man,
don't know about that. But
The money that came out of nowhere to be
Yeah.
like free
Yeah.
Joe.
yeah, one
Free
guy
Joe.
bought a tour bus and like wrapped it in the Free Joe logo and was following Trump on his campaign tour. And like trying to get people to like get Trump's attention to pardon Joe Exotic. And some guys, he's just like an eccentric, like probably millionaire. And he's like, saw Tiger King, thought it was funny. And now he's like, no, we're going to free this guy. Like, I'm going to be
Yeah.
He is
responsible.
free. We're gonna free him.
So I that doesn't surprise me that his campaign GoFundMe
Do you think
spiked $5 million.
that ever came up like in one of the president's briefings? Like,
Oh, it did.
oh,
The
by
Tiger
the
King
way,
thing?
this guy is trying to get freed. Like,
No, there's literally a clip of of Trump saying, "Oh, is that the?" He's like, "Are you gonna
That's the
free
Tiger
Joe
King
Exotic?"
guy.
And he goes, "Oh, is that the Tiger King guy?" Literally, there's a clip of it.
Some would say he's the biggest king. I mean, not bigger than me. King of the United States, certainly. Maybe king of the world, king of money. But
King
he's
of money.
a beautiful tiger.
Not king of money.
Some
That
would
is
say
so
he's got
good.
the best ranch, the most beautiful ranch. No, but we can't free him.
But
certainly.
I want to go back to what you were saying about how a lot of the Republican Party's now like backing him because of this. And it goes along with kind of what we talked about. When did we talk about Trump? Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
We're always talking about this guy.
About, everyone thinking that this is kind of a waste of resources in the sense that the DA is going after a president and something like that, I guess, and I could see it also them being like, well, if they're going after a former president, maybe I'm next,
Sure.
like maybe I'm on the chopping block,
That's kind of the vibe I get. Like, take no prisoners. Like, let's start going down the list after Trump, right? Like, okay, who else is...
Well, that's the thing. One of the things that he's getting charged with is the fact that they found these like documents that weren't supposed to leave the White House in his estate.
Right.
He had taken them with him. That has happened. There's like record of that happening to multiple.
Just happened
presidents.
to Joe Biden recently, right?
Yeah,
I know he had him in his car, didn't he? Or in that old car in his garage.
Just in the glove box?
Yeah,
Glove
the glove
compartment,
box.
just like shoved in.
I think.
What?
right?
Among the other... No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
It wasn't his garage, though.
No,
They found him in his
like
garage.
yeah.
Just weird spot for him, I feel like, but...
Well, it's kind of the catch-all.
Garage is
Right.
a storage place,
Garage is stored, but he's like, yeah, put those classified documents
In
on
the
the top of the rack there.
garage, please.
Right under the Christmas decorations, please.
Over
Thank
there
you.
by the...
Christmas
Thank you.
decorations, classified documents, Thanksgiving wreaths.
Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Halloween.
Just among all the holiday decorations
Yeah.
for some reason.
Classified documents about like Guantanamo Bay.
An
Like,
old bike
the
he's working on.
Guate, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
my beach cruiser right next to it.
Right.
His home
next
gym.
to-
Right there. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
the dusty home gym.
what was the...
The rower.
What was
The
the thing? The
elliptical.
P90X
Oh,
situation?
yeah.
Oh, P90X. Yeah.
Dang. I love that for him.
Awesome.
That's our
That's how
president.
he.
It's
That's how he
working.
doesn't gain weight with all the ice cream he consumes.
That's right.
Whoa.
Dr. Biden
Jeez.
keeps him in line.
Now,
That's
what
true.
if there was a real plot twist and Biden pardons Trump of all his crimes?
Oh, that'd be
Like
kinda
a
cool.
president to
like
president
a pro quo,
favor.
like, hey, just in case I get in trouble later.
Hey, I
Wait.
get it. Sometimes
That's kinda
accidents
crazy.
happen.
I think
Presidents
war.
got to protect each other.
I think war would
That-
happen.
No, that'd be
No.
world.
that
world
would be
peace.
peacemaking.
That would
Yeah.
be peace right there. We'd be like, we're gonna bury the hatchet. I'm gonna
I'm
pardon
gonna
Trump.
pardon you.
We're gonna let him go back to Key Largo or whatever
Yeah.
and hang out.
Mar-a-Lago.
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 Key
Why were they
Largo.
thinking
Key Largo.
Key Largo?
It's
Key
down there.
Largo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fun,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Mar-a-Lago.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Another
Well,
document safe.
other news in media.
Yeah, give it to us.
The Super Mario Brothers movie comes out today.
Guys.
Pass.
So, oh, really?
Also,
I heard it's
hard
not
pass.
good.
Can we talk about how it comes out on a Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday
hard pass.
movie opening?
First
Okay.
of all, I don't
Why?
need more Mario.
If it's not Interstellar, it really doesn't
Wait,
need to be re-released.
That's crazy. Go ahead, Annie, with that take of we don't need more Mario. Go ahead.
No, I don't want to hear Chris Pratt be Mario. He doesn't even do the voice.
He's the one person I don't want to see. I just want to see
I'm
everybody.
over
every
him.
other
Him and
character.
The Rock.
Annie,
Over him.
just give me your take. Give me your Mario voice.
I think it's
No, your Mario voice. Go
No,
ahead.
I hate when we do
Come
this on
no, because then it gets to John.
It's gotta go
John
right to
hates
John.
doing this.
I hate
I'm
doing
not
it.
going to
Okay,
do
John,
this to
I
John.
hate
You
doing
start.
it.
You start.
No, I'm not doing it.
Choose
I
another
won't.
character.
I
I'm
refuse.
not doing
To
it.
Princess Peach.
I refuse.
What's
Does
okay? What's
does
the best
Peach even
voice you
talk?
think you could do?
I don't do voices. There isn't
John
a voice that I
Albright.
can do besides my own.
Dude, you have nephews.
He-
You're gonna have to start doing voices
No.
pretty soon here.
I'm
John
the blocks
does a
guy. I'm
great-
the blocks uncle.
John does a great drunk John Albright. it is crazy.
Okay,
It is pretty good.
Let's hear it. Do your
well,
best
I
drunk.
can't do it now. I need a couple drinks.
Drake.
Oh,
Okay.
What?
You're real fun. You're a real fun guy to have around. You know that? Real
Ryan,
salty
it's,
Ryan.
it's called
this
staying
guy.
in your lane. Do something that you're good
Okay.
at. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
Ryan.
I'm not good at impressions. I won't do impressions. You're
Like-
good at them.
That's right.
You do.
Okay.
'em.
Sure. You want to hear it? Here's my
No.
drunk John.
Okay.
I love you, man.
Really?
Oh, you and me. You're the best, man. I love
Smell-
Jordan.
reeks of
Call
desperation.
Jordan. Call Jordan. Jordan, I'm sorry. I love you, baby.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. That's
Drunk
hey,
John.
That was good.
That was
That's
a
Drunk John.
drunk John. Yeah.
Version.
Version of it.
Yeah.
all right.
I'm going to
Wow.
be there
I don't know
opening
that I-
day Mario movie.
Mario.
That's great. You can give us the synopsis. Oh,
I just
it's
want to hear
Mario.
Anya Taylor
Got it.
Joy be Princess Peach.
Who?
I still
Taylor-Joy.
cannot.
You
okay.
guys know
Don't know who that
actors
is.
and actresses
Yeah.
so well.
Yeah.
I don't know any of.
We live in the real
names.
world.
You guys, on the red carpet for the premiere, she
so
wore
crazy.
like Princess Peach's like combat outfit on the red carpet.
Wait, you wanna
like
know
a
why?
fun costume?
Okay.
Wait. Princess Peach has a combat
Pause.
outfit.
Hold on.
Don't be so obtuse, Annie. Mario is a well-known thing. Okay, this is the Star Wars thing all over again. All right.
Annie, also,
I'm gonna walk down the. Hold that thought, John. I'm gonna
Okay.
walk
All right,
down
I'll let
the
it slide.
cast, and you tell me, oh, I know this person or I don't know this person. Ready, Mario?
Yeah.
You know Chris Pratt.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You know Charlie Day is playing Luigi. Okay, Charlie Day.
Charlie Day.
Always
Come on,
Sunny in
you know Charlie
Philadelphia. You know Charlie Day.
Yeah, I
you
know
know
Charlie Day.
Anya Taylor-Joy. She's in
I've-
the chess movie.
Queen's Gambit.
I've never watched it.
You didn't watch the chess show? Okay.
You Annie.
I'll give you that one. You know Jack Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Jack Black.
Jack, you're better than
As
this.
Bowser.
You signed up to this?
He's playing Bowser. It's awesome. You know
Charlie Day. Did you ever see Charlie Day?
Seth Rogen. You know him.
Oh, wow, that was really good.
Now
Seth.
That's his laugh.
I imagine that makes sense to me that Seth Rogen has hitched his wagon to this kind of
Yeah,
weird
he's playing Donkey Kong.
Yeah, he hitches
That
his,
makes sense.
his wagon.
That makes sense to
To
me.
the
that
worst of things.
Seth
But
Rogen
also
has
Seth
hitched his
Rogen-
wagon.
But also, he was in the Fablemans. Weirdly,
Yeah.
like a weird.
You know, make one for
serious
them, make
movie.
one for us.
Yeah,
That's
so
What I was
weird.
gonna say is, you guys do know like
actors.
very well. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like we'll be watching something and they'll like when we watch movies here, they're like, oh,
I know
that's
that person.
Blah 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 from blah, and I'm like, what?
Well, I realized it
Because
last
you
time.
visit their houses, right?
No, we watched it. Okay.
Okay.
Good callback.
Yeah, you
Good
literally
callback
go to
last
their
week.
houses and you watch them in their windows.
I realized it. We were watching something here, and we do this thing where like I can't watch a movie without jumping on IMDb. I'm like, oh, I recognize that voice,
Yes,
or I
same.
recognize that person. What have they been in the last 10
that
years?
I've seen.
You know what I'm talking about? That doesn't interest you at all? Like
I have to do that
what
too.
a person's been in, or
Yeah.
Except
No,
all the
not
people
so
that
much.
I know are so obscure,
That
and
is
they're
true.
from
And
TV shows
that
that have
is
always
true.
been canceled. And I'm like,
I will
oh,
say
they
that
were in
one thing that
Maybe that
has
means you have
changed
bad
me about
taste.
us
I
watching
know.
movies is we talk through the movie, the
Mm-hmm.
entire thing. Whereas like I'll go to a movie with Bobby, and Bobby's a very serious movie watcher.
Really?
So we'll go to the theater and he'll like start, and I'll be like, oh, that's funny. Or like they'll do like a bit and I'm like, that's hilarious. And he's like, stop talking. And I was like, this is the What the Podcast crew. Because
can't
I
do
never
that.
used to do that.
I can't do that.
I love talking during movies.
you gotta
Oh,
talk.
I
through
talked
the movie.
the whole
have to.
movie. I went to a movie with our friend Kat Pinning. First time her and I hung out. Like, we haven't seen a movie since, but
Okay.
I told her before when she asked me to go. I said, "I'm going to warn you. I talk through movies. So if you don't want to go with me, like, no feelings hurt.
Yeah.
But like, I talk.
That's like the rooftop cinema thing. That was hard for me
Oh
and we
yeah.
had-
because I'd have to be like,
we had to keep taking our headphones off to
For those that
talk.
don't know, that is like we were watching a movie up on top of the roof of this hotel, but we all had our own Bluetooth headsets.
Yeah.
hear
So
it.
like we were,
Yeah.
and we were like talking to each other, but like we couldn't hear because the headsets were on. We're still listening to the
Tough.
movie. It was tough.
I went to one of
Tell
those
you what.
alone, and that actually was very
struggled.
fun.
That I could imagine would
Yeah.
be fun.
Alone, you bring your little blankie, get your popcorn.
What movie did you watch?
Mamma Mia.
Wow.
You love that movie, don't
I
you?
love that movie.
yeah, that's
that
great.
see that feels like one you want to go with a big group because it's like little
Sing
sing
along.
along.
Not Annie.
You know,
Annie's over
Very
there singing it by
serious
herself.
watcher.
Mamma mia.
When we all saw
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear, I could tell that the people like in front of us were like, God, the people behind us.
Which
need to
is
stop
crazy
talking.
because I feel like
It's
I feel like
Cocaine
That's
Bear.
the
I
movie you
know.
can talk through.
Yeah.
You're not gonna miss it. Like it's Cocaine Bear.
Like we were laughing out loud, and these people, I could just feel like the backs of their necks be like,
tearing it apart. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
it's
pretty bad.
It's sometimes I think it's hard. I get. I kind of get it. Like some days when you're watching it, you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, you're kind of because we do start tearing things apart pretty quickly.
Pretty
Right.
quickly.
Oh,
if
totally.
it's like bad
Fast.
CGI or
Right,
even bad
right.
acting, they're like we're like this. Is
But you know what's
awful.
funny? I was thinking about this.
Go ahead.
We loved, when we saw it the first time, we loved Don't Worry, Darling.
yeah.
Loved
and
it.
like, we loved it. And we walked out and we're like, man, guys, that was great. And then we all started thinking about it after the fact. And we're like,
Oh.
that,
Yeah.
that actually was not the
And
best.
didn't you see it again?
I saw it a second time with another group of our friends.
I did not.
And I was like, you know what, guys? Does
This
not
is-
hold up.
Doesn't hold up.
Yeah, I mean, and
Pretty
that's just
hot
kind
out.
of like seeing movies, and I feel like
Oils.
I don't know. This is kind of interesting. I'll bring this up too because I feel like the talk around a thing is also part of the experience of the thing.
Yeah.
Like I just found out there's this music YouTube reviewer, Anthony Fantano. I don't know if you guys have seen him. He's bald and he wears glasses and he like critiques albums and stuff. Whatever. He's a YouTuber. But Ed Sheeran went on, he was in this interview and he basically like was dissing music critics. He's like, I don't write for them. I just write for me. Like music can just be music. It doesn't have to be like critiqued. And he like basically went on this whole soapbox about how like we shouldn't really like think critically about music. We should just like listen to music. And it's like, what do you guys think about that?
But why do you make your music deep then? For yourself?
Well, I don't.
Don't you want people to read into it?
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't really think Ed Sheeran's music is that deep.
No,
I think it's
not.
pretty surface level.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. What
Not
do you
everybody
think about
enjoys the
He's
Taylor
trying-
Swift Easter egg album.
that? Sure.
Dang, true.
That's right.
What do you think, John? I'm asking your opinion.
Oh, me. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Cara's right. I mean, why? When it comes to music, you imagine like the type of music that really everyone likes is where one you can relate to or one that you can like really feel. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And this goes with movies too. I always think like the more emotionally like deep movies and music are, the more connected you feel to it. So I
Sure.
think yes, you should. I think these artists are more appealing when they are making stuff that fits in that kind of formula where you're like, oh yeah, well I'm deeply invested in this, you know. And there are movies and there is music out there that is just like fun and you don't really think about it. You just kind of like go
Right.
out and you have a good time. Usually it's upbeat music and usually it's funny movies that are not that deep, you know.
Sure.
I don't think you can even write a song without it being meaningful or deep to you. Like you're not just spitting out words. Those words come
wrong.
from
I think,
somewhere.
you
Probably
can.
now.
I think you can do that, but it's
But
just not.
subconsciously, they mean
Sure.
something to you. You're not just
Sure.
coming up with
Well, I'm trying
random
to.
words.
I don't know. WAP doesn't seem super meaningful.
I was just gonna say.
But you can find.
Women empowerment.
Is
I
it
mean,
No.
you can find
Is it?
meaning
in it?
in. I feel like you can find meaning in anything.
Sure.
The point I'm getting.
Yeah,
at. Like,
that's true.
I feel like that's for me personally, like half of enjoying something is like watching it and then being like, okay, like what does it mean? Like why do we like the movies that we like? Why do we like
Yeah.
the songs that we like?
Yeah.
And I feel like treating it as like boiling it down and be like, just watch the movie, like just enjoy, it's like, I don't know.
It's kind of
I like
reductive, is what you're
articulating it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Because then you're like, well, it's just a movie. It's just a song when it's really like you said, it's impactful.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of the best movies we've seen have been like really stimulating and also just kind of relevant. You know, like even with the women talking movie we watched.
Sure.
Like when
Which
you
is
look
like
at
very highbrow, very
when you
heady.
look at it, and also some might watch that. If you couldn't listen to it and you could only view it, you might think this is a boring movie. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because like visually and aesthetically, like I don't know if it was all there, but
It's in one place.
thematically and also just you're in this time period, or you're in
Right.
this kind of other world. It feeling like where women are so oppressed. You're like, this is crazy that this is how people lived, not. What, 200, 100, 200 years ago?
Sure.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
and
It's
that
like,
movie at the time, right?
It was
2010.
yeah.
Modern.
And that's the emotion invoking part is like, yes, there's obviously this underlying theme and you could dissect it 10 ways to Sunday, but
Sure.
I think it like just off the cuff, if you're looking at it as like the first 10 minutes, you're realizing, oh, this is how people lived either now in these kind of like ostracized communities, or this is how women lived 200 years ago or
Yeah.
300 years ago
Right.
when
Yeah.
there wasn't. And like, that is crazy to me. I mean, to think about where we are now in this society and world, you're like, I could never imagine, the women I love and the women I do life with being in this type of world. It's crazy. So that kind of juxtaposition too of being like, seeing that on screen invokes like a whoa, like we as a society, we have come a long way, and there's obviously more growth there.
Yeah.
But
And context is everything too.
Right.
Like you said, like you're taking this piece of cinema and you're putting it through your own filter.
Sure.
Which is like all those things you just said.
Yeah.
And I think that even changes the way I think it's fascinating. You
Yeah.
know, like the context is everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I've always thought that about really social justice heavy films. Is it's just so eye opening to look at it and go like, man, we lived in a world where like not everyone was equal or not everyone had the same rights, and it's like, and to some degrees, some of that still exists today. But imagine, at a larger scale where it was just like the norm that like women didn't work, like crazy now to think about, but
yeah, crazy.
Because okay, screw you.
Do you still want to work?
No.
Yeah,
I think it's time that men stop working.
I
really
think it's
take
time.
it to them.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you'd like that, wouldn't you?
I think it's time we all get equal pay and we all work.
Hey, speaking of women getting paid,
Straight up.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
With the transition.
our girl Gwyneth.
True.
Oh, Gwen.
Her lawsuit
I call her
ended.
Gwen.
It did.
Little update if you've been following this story.
She has won the case.
She did.
Of $1. Gosh. They found that she is in the right, that he crashed into her. Does it still leave a very bad look on her? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
But she won, and then she leaned over to him in the courtroom after they told her, and she said, "I wish you well." And she walked out of the courtroom.
Wow. You know
Dang.
what?
Hate her.
I like
classy
F
move.
the rich, right? We
Like
hate the
classy
rich.
as hell.
We hate the 1%. I'm really happy for her because screw that guy, right? Like, don't try to come after me for my little
my money.
That's like the girl.
Yeah,
do you guys remember
money.
the girl who tried to sue Drake
No.
over?
Oh.
He put hot sauce in his used condom. They had he had sex with her, and he put hot sauce in the used condom, and then she tried to baby trap him and take that used condom and become pregnant.
Herself,
And it like messed her up because he had put hot sauce in it.
Baller move.
And so she tried to like sue him for this.
I don't know where to start with
they were
that
like,
one.
Wait, would he put
No.
hot sauce on it and then put it on himself?
No.
Or did he
No,
put
no,
hot
no,
sauce
no.
on
he
it
would use
after?
the condom
Used.
after it was done.
It
and
was
then
to
he would-
prevent what actually happened.
What happened is women baby trapping
Is
him.
She's got this
disgusting.
used condom and is like, I'm now gonna get pregnant.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Do the old Jane the Virgin trick, right?
Yeah.
With the turkey baster.
Yeah,
You ever
right?
watch that show, Annie?
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah, great show.
Love that show.
That's gnarly as hell. When did that happen?
Like years ago.
Wow.
Let me, now I'll have to fact
I
check
need a
it
one
because
dance
people
with
don't
the
like
hot
that we don't check
sauce.
the facts.
People don't like that we don't check the facts?
Really?
Yeah, people are like, oh, that's not true. And I'm
Straight
like,
up.
oh.
Go ahead.
Then get
Fact
your
check
news
us.
not from a podcast, okay?
We do really enjoy just saying stuff though
Yeah.
on this podcast.
I
That's
do it all
kind
the
of-
time.
Yeah.
I actually don't know anything about any of the topics we talked about. I just make it up.
I watched a great clip on TikTok. Now I'm gonna fully
Butcher it.
butcher it.
Butcha.
It was like somebody talking to Matt Damon about like being an actor and like how the pursuit of acting is like not the same as like it's like, why do you want to be an actor? And he's like, well, because I love it. I'm not doing it because it's like hard or whatever. And he was like talking about teachers and somebody just shouted out like, I don't know, 10% of teachers are bad. And he was like, where did you get that statistic? Like, what does that even mean? Like, it was just like the weirdest little video.
10% of all
But I
teachers.
love like, just throw out a statistic.
it
You know,
was
who cares?
January 2022.
Oh, that's not that long
Hot
ago.
sauce
Shoot.
condom.
The beginning of last year.
Beginning of last year.
Condom.
Wow.
Hot sauce condom. She tried to sue him saying that she had a burning sensation after.
Oh, yeah.
She claimed that he poured hot sauce into the used condom in order to kill the sperm after they had had sex. The rapper allegedly disposed of the condom, and the model took it out of the bin and attempted to impregnate herself inside the bathroom. However, she was met with a burning sensation and screamed.
I mean, who wins there, right?
I feel like he won because like he's
did
just
he?
got
Yeah.
justified for his fears.
Yep.
Because like
True,
I'm
yeah.
sure
For
someone
years,
would be like,
he's been hitting hot sauce.
I'm
was
sure
gonna say,
people are like,
has he
Drake,
been
like,
baby trapped
stop.
before?
I'm sure. Remember when
Does he have, like, a
Justin
drawer of hot
Bieber got
sauce?
baby trapped like 3 or 4 times where people are like, it's your baby. And he's like, it literally
No.
isn't.
And then they're like, it literally is.
And they hope that it's
'Cause
just
I'm
too much of a
pregnant myself.
hassle.
Wow.
Just pay him
Crazy.
off, right?
Yeah, pay
That's
him
crazy.
off. Settle out.
And like that, maybe that's just like a thing in his world. They're like, hey, did you hot sauce it after?
I'm sure. Okay, first of all,
Oh,
I'm
bro, that's
sure,
what everybody does.
I'm
You
sure
got to hot
that
sauce it
he
after.
probably unfortunately has to think of all the options
Uh-huh.
in a scenario like that, you know? And
I
that
mean,
was
why
just
wouldn't
the
you just?
easiest option,
why did
right?
you just take it with you? I mean, not to
That's the other thing. That's what I was thinking.
really just left it behind. Just, bro. If
Maybe
you're-
it's just like,
What
I
if
don't
a
know.
random chose to do it?
What do you mean?
Man, a rando finds it and is like, well, my lucky day.
And you just
Pregnant.
They don't know necessarily that it's Drake's.
Someone's
But
like,
I'm saying-
okay.
Hey, this was
I need to
Drake's
spice up
green
my
room.
life.
Wait a second. That's Drake's used condom. Oh boy, payday.
Payday.
boy.
I'll see you in court, Drake.
I'll see you
But
straight
then
in court.
it's also that kind of thing where it's like, well, now you got the kid, so like,
Yeah, worth it. Freaking child support for the rest
Hot
of
take on
my
Annie.
life.
like
Well, it is nice, but like I gotta take care of a kid.
the
at that
whole
point.
kid thing, and then like the kid outlives you.
I
I'm just like,
imagine-
is it really worth it?
I bet Drake's got some good lawyers. He's probably.
I bet he has some
He's
kids out there
fine.
too.
Oh, who knows? But good for him.
Good for him.
Drake.
Not today.
Thing, but yeah, Gwyneth, she won her little court case. Good for her.
Good for
Good
her.
Gwen.
The rich.
Good for the rich are really doing well.
The rich are thriving,
Some
except
of
for
them.
Trump.
Not Trump,
but
of course,
the rest
but-
of them seem to be thriving.
man.
Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield are going to start a movie
Yes.
together.
They're filming it right
Ooh,
now.
What's
Yeah.
that about?
Some love story.
Super Mario 2? Is that a
Yeah, shoot me, no thanks.
nice?
I heard her.
Florence Pugh and who?
The movie that's out right
Andrew
now
Garfield.
is supposed to be really good with her and Morgan Freeman.
Oh, what's that about?
It's about
She
what is it? She gets in her friend gets in a car crash.
No, she
something?
caused a car crash and killed Morgan Freeman's daughter. And
And so he tries to bang him. Like, sorry, I love you.
what the hell
What?
is wrong with
I'm
you?
just
Tries
saying,
to
what are they like
bang him.
playing opposites? Like it's a love interest thing,
No,
or what?
the trailer. All
My
you
God.
see is
Over the course of a court
she's
case, they
crying,
fall in
and
love.
she goes, "I'm so sorry," and he goes, "Well, that doesn't bring my daughter back."
All I've seen is it's a clip of her watching a beauty guru on how to cut your own, hair, and she ends up just going ham. And she's actually cutting her real hair. That's why her hair was short like a year ago. She actually cut her real hair during that scene.
Wow.
Badass.
Tough being an actor.
yeah.
Tell you that
Bad A.
much.
For your art, man.
She was
That's
on Hot
crazy.
Ones last week.
I
It was good. It was funny.
can I share something with you guys?
Yeah.
Speaking of hot sauce, is
Ugh.
I
That would've
want
been
nothing
better.
more. You
You
know,
wanna
we're
be on
doing the
Hot
whole
Then to be on Hot Ones.
trying to be famous thing we got going
Yeah.
on here.
We should do the Hot Ones challenge.
I will not rest until I've been on Hot Ones.
We should do the challenge.
I love that show. You guys watch that show?
Yeah.
You guys hip to Hot Ones? I think Sean Evans is a national treasure, and I think to be on that show would be an absolute honor. So,
I think we should get all of the sauces
okay.
of this season and
We
do it.
Hot
Respectfully,
Ones-
I don't think it'll be the same. I
Well,
want to. I think
mean-
they're in the room.
What do you mean? Well,
I mean, yeah, we can try the hot sauces, sure, but
I guess we can't get the questions, right?
No,
I guess we all write our own. We all write each other's Hot Ones questions.
and I love it because they're so like
Oh.
intricate too. Like,
And we'll deep dive into each other's
Yeah,
past.
he does
and do
hardcore
like a random
deep dives. My favorite one is when it's like at the very end, and he goes, "In 2003, you were seen to," and the person is like so exhausted, and they're
"What?"
like, "How the hell do you have this?"
How'd you
I'm
know
like,
that?
I don't even know. I don't remember.
Yep. Who was
like
it?
that
Who
one
was it
guy.
that was like, "Oh, you were in this musical
Nardwuar.
when you were in like high school," and they were like, "How do you know that?"
Yeah. It is. There's that interviewer. His name is Nardwuar, and he like interviews hip hop people, and he's always like he says something obscure like that, and they're like, "How did you know that? How did you?" He's like,
Search.
When you did this track back in 2002 with this person, how did you get the sound for this thing?" And he's like,
I don't even remember that.
How'd you get that information? Who told you that?
Gosh, literally just Google my name, and Tina Philly has posted so many flipping things on her YouTube of me. I'm
Really?
like, oh, God.
For the deep dive, you're saying?
Yes.
I think we'll be okay on the deep dive. I don't think we don't have the internet that one, right? We got you.
No, you might need to go deeper. You might need to go deeper for that. Well, what else is going on in the news? We got any like big things coming up? Come on, this is it. This is the podcast.
Easter.
Okay?
Oh yeah.
Easter's
Everyone's
coming up.
prepping for
Easter weekend.
Big into Easter.
We're gonna recreate. Ryan is gonna sky jump,
Oh,
but
right.
we can't be there, so we're gonna recreate it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's actually the week after, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
green
We're
screen
gonna-
it. We'll green screen you and put a fan on your.
Oh, that's
Oh
kind of
wait,
cool.
that's
Nice.
great.
Let's do that instead.
Wait, do the wind sound effect for me.
Well, let's cut your camera. Hold
Yeah,
on.
cut to my cam.
Yeah. What?
Wait.
What is
All right.
this?
Wait
Go.
till I jump and then
Ready?
start the noise. Wait, ready? You be the jump instructor. Count it down.
3, 2, 1.
It shoots out.
Oh.
Wow. John, we just found your thing. You can impersonate wind beautifully.
Really well, John. Claps for that.
You guys.
Dude, do your impression of wind again. That was amazing.
No, he's not going to do it again.
Wait, okay. Do an impression of like a train going by.
No, I can't do that.
Come on, you can do
Like
it.
a
He's
bullet train
it's
going
wind.
by.
Confused.
Come on.
Wind is
do
all
wanna
I
get-
got.
I'm a wind sound effect artist. That's all I have. That
was really nice.
Gosh.
Cara, you mentioned not wanting him to do it. What's the fear behind it? I know the obvious fear, but like, are you really think he's gonna plummet to his death here?
It's a chance.
I mean, I feel like the chances are pretty
That's why I got to be there.
slim, though. You know, like
Be there for what? Like, aren't you guys are already married? You get everything, don't you?
I have to be there for the death.
that's true.
I don't know that you.
Okay, wait.
No, she does.
You
She
for
does.
sure want to be there when Ryan dies.
Yeah,
Like, no matter what it is.
I think so.
That's fair.
Even
And
if
if she
it's
knows
flooding?
that there's like a possibility,
It's good
She's
closure.
gonna be there. Yeah, of course.
No,
Good
I'm
closure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die like when dogs die and they go
Okay,
off
go
by
ahead.
themselves and like hide away. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah,
We'll
I
just
wouldn't
assume
know
when you
that.
Sounds like
when you go
something
missing-
you're
When I
working
go
through
missing,
there.
I'm dead. Don't
I'm
don't
already
come
planning-
looking.
I'm already planning on it.
Thanks.
What if you like fall asleep? Like you take a nap in an obscure location. We're just to assume that you died.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be longer than 24 hours. But
Yeah.
What if you like fall asleep on the bus and the bus takes you like across town?
Like a movie.
Then I'm
and
never
you
coming
don't
back.
you don't have your phone.
Never
Whoa.
coming back.
I was gonna say we
Gotta
do have
find a
your
payphone.
location. It would be very. I mean, not hard, but it would be pretty tricky to get like to be lost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if I'm on the bus without my phone, just something else is going on.
You're going through.
You're
something.
working
Yeah.
through it.
I'm
Yeah.
going through it.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
Have you guys ever taken the bus here?
Yeah.
Never been on the public transit
Nope.
Here?
The trolley?
in San Diego. I've been on the trolley, but
Okay.
not for a long,
Yeah,
long time.
I've never been on a bus. I've been on the trolley.
Not
Ever
great.
or
Yeah.
just
Not great.
here?
Ever.
You've
Like
never.
a school bus.
Yeah.
Wow,
no.
that is crazy.
I don't think
to
I
me.
have either.
You were on a school bus, Eddie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For school every day or what?
I rode the school bus, but no,
How long was
Wait,
the
was
bus?
it daily school
How
bus?
long was the bus?
You've never taken like a bus ever.
No, we take
Like a
buses,
public
field trips
transit.
and stuff.
No,
Oh, yeah.
No, but
not public transit.
Yes, I took the bus to school, but
Every
you've
day?
never taken not okay for freshman year.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, thank you. That's what I wanted.
I will say we've been
Part of
on
the
a
deep dive.
We've been on a charter bus before. We
Yeah,
took a
not the
charter
same
bus
thing.
from New York to Boston. No, definitely not the same thing as public transit.
I used
Yeah,
to take
no,
public
no
transit when I lived in DC, and I would work in Alexandria,
DC.
and I would pick public transit from my
Young professionals
metro
take the bus.
from my
ahead.
metro station to the office, and then I've taken it in San Francisco and here.
Uh huh.
Does the one that takes you to Disneyland from
From
that-
the parking lot.
No,
parking lot into Disneyland?
She's like, I've taken
Yes,
the Mickey
I've been
bus.
on
No, from the
Mickey
train
and Friends
bus.
tram.
from the train station that's right next to Angel Stadium. I've taken that bus.
Oh,
Yes.
that's cool.
I've
True.
taken that.
Okay, there you go.
That was like the walk-in, give her the $3.
I'll tell you what.
That's public transit, I guess.
I would. We talked about living in New York a couple weeks ago. I'd live in New York just for the metro.
Same.
Just get around. Screw your
nice.
car. Like who
Yeah.
needs it?
Do you
I
are
know
you
you're,
on
you're
Tim
really pro
Talk?
car. What's that?
Are you on Tim Talk?
I'm not on Tim Talk. What is it? Who
Tim
is?
Talk is he's like, this is an afternoon in your 40s.
Yes,
Yes.
I do. I do
His name
follow
is
him.
Tim. He's 40. He has a small family. He has a very
Yes,
well-paying
awesome.
job, and he just lives life in New York. Yeah, and records it, and it's so
Talk.
cool.
Love that. Love that.
The song. Andy
Yeah.
knows what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking
I know
about.
what you're talking about too.
But he romanticizes like the corporate life, basically.
Yeah.
But he makes me be like, man, maybe I do want to have
Corporate
live
job.
somewhere
Yeah. Yeah.
with the metro.
Ever since-
Isn't it like everywhere else
What do you mean?
that has one?
No.
Isn't
I mean,
it just California that? Well, Hollywood.
San Francisco has it.
Why don't we have one?
They have a BART system.
what?
we who?
San
We have-
Diego.
Diego?
We have a
San Diego
A
was
metro or a
Like an
or anything?
underground subway.
San Diego was built in like 24 hours. The
That's
city
true.
planning is awful.
That's
That's true.
Because I always thought it was because of
Unstable ground.
earthquakes.
It was 24 actually, not 48.
I always thought it was earthquakes, but then in Hollywood they have the metro.
They do. LA's got a semi decent one.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anyone taking the metro in LA.
Oh, we took
take
it
all
all
the
the time.
time. They in
Yeah,
like the
they
last
took it to
year.
see celebrity housing.
Yeah,
Oh my
we
gosh.
did.
Did
No.
you see any celebrities
They
you
have
were
it.
To
They
go to-
have
to go to
the metro
Universal
stop.
Studios.
It's like George Clooney's house.
And you walk
get
up in
off.
his living
There
room.
it is.
And then you're in his
Hollywood and Vine.
We'd take it like because we lived in Hollywood and we'd take it downtown or like the last couple of months of us living there, they had a line open up that was like all the way to Santa Monica.
Yeah,
so
you go to the beach.
45-minute metro ride.
That one was cool.
But you could go to the beach.
No, we used it all the time because I didn't have a car. So I would take the train up to Hollywood, and then from the train station, you hop on the metro to my apartment's metro.
I'm very pro
nice.
walking neighborhood. Like,
Yeah.
walk to the metro. Like, maybe I will take the bus
Yeah.
out here on Tuesdays to the podcast.
That would be really nice.
All the way out here?
I wonder, because you
How
can
would you get home?
You could take, like, there's a bus stop in OB. You could take that to the trolley station, take the trolley out here, and then bada boom.
Where's the trolley station end out
Me
here?
personally, I don't know what you're
Trolley
going to
station.
do.
Prince Street.
Lamesa
It's around the
Boulevard.
Yeah,
There's
around
one
the
on-
corner, like
there's
a
one-
mile away.
Yes, it's not far. I looked at it because I was trying to figure out if I could get to the Padre game from here without driving,
You totally
Yeah,
could.
trolley.
which I'm going to.
Screw the trolley. I mean, it's
They're
terrifying.
doing
I mean,
this.
for me, it's not that
They're
big of a
doing
deal,
this
but
thing
if
this
I was a
year
young female, that
with
sucks.
Padres. I think it's every Friday and Saturday game.
Friar Day.
The Friar will be at the metro greeting people coming off the trolley.
Wow.
To make it a
Little
little,
pond.
less scary.
That's right. Baseball season has started. How's that going
go
for our little
Pods.
pod squad girl?
Oh, well, I was there all weekend.
Kind of
Thursday,
a-
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It was a weird
Very
weekend.
long. Literally Sunday night, we went to watch Succession at 9 p.m. and I was falling asleep during the whole thing
Dang.
because it was the longest weekend ever. But it was so fun. I was with the puppies the whole time. Well, not the whole time. All pregame stuff.
How's the fan interaction going? That's like 80% of your job, right? It's like go.
Yeah, it depends on what you're scheduled on.
Uh-huh.
So, like, a lot of people pregame are going to be like, oh, you need to go out to Beer Fest and find someone to ring the bell. You need to go
Nice.
find a play ball kid. That's more like you're talking to people, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
When I'm with the puppies, I'm just with the puppy and talking to people how cute the puppy is.
You're talking about the Paw Squad?
Yeah.
The three golden
Paw
retrievers that are
Squad.
kind of a pseudo mascot for the
Yeah, we
Padres.
love
So
that.
cute. I was a slinger on
Okay.
Friday. Was it Friday night? Friday
Good for
night.
you.
Yeah, we were
Good
there.
for
We
you.
Yeah.
Tell you what, we had a really interesting
We lived it up.
interaction. Just a whole day, really. Me and John got to be
beautiful.
part of the flag holding ceremony on opening day.
Wow.
At Petco Park.
And I'm going to expose Ryan
Go ahead.
during this whole process.
Do you want me to start the story?
You
or-
start the story, and then I'll jump in when it's necessary.
You jump in when you need to give some facts.
And I will.
I'll tell you what. So Cara gave us this opportunity through the Pod Squad that she could bring 2 people to volunteer, and they have this big ceremony on opening day where people are holding this big flag. You've probably seen something similar at a sporting event.
At anything.
Anyways, so we go down like a couple hours before the game starts, and because they have this practice, right?
That's
this
the best
rehearsal.
part. That is the best part.
This flag rehearsal, and we find out that this giant flag is in the shape of the United States.
Yeah, not a square.
Yes, so it's not
They
a
have
square,
both,
not
but
a
this one was
traditional
the
flag.
United
This one
States
was the
one.
United States, and so apparently there's like a company that does this that brings the big flag
There was
out.
a guy. He was very informative, a little bit bossy, but he was like really giving us the
flag guy. So he's
Yeah.
like, okay,
We
if
call
you're
him
at
flag
a
guy. That's
if
what
you're
we
at
call
a
him.
North State, you're going to stand there, and if you're at we got to get somebody to hold the tip of Texas is really important. The tip of Florida, he like knows about the shape of
the tip of the bottom of Texas was the center, so that was an important part. And we were on the Canada side. We were calling it the Canada
we
side.
kind of phoned it in. We held Montana really strong,
Really
but we
strong.
didn't have to move at all. So
We were
we
on the
do
big
this
screen,
whole
though.
rundown, and it's kind of like partly cloudy. And they're like, okay, let's take a break. We're gonna eat some pizza. They fed everybody. It was pretty cool. But then it starts raining, and this flag's just sitting out in the middle of the rain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
it was bad.
The illusion of the American flag is already tainted in
yeah.
my mind. It's all sitting out in the mud.
We were joking, we're like, we have to burn this flag.
I'm like, well, we got to
we
burn
have
it.
to, who has the
Gosh,
matches? We have to burn it.
A little tongue in cheek, but whatever. It's this big, not real flag, so who cares? So they're like, okay, now let's pick it up. The rain stops. This thing's sopping wet. We're like, let's pick it up, and we're gonna walk it across the
Shake
bridge.
it out. We shook it out too.
Because we're at this
We had to
the
bake it
big
out, yeah.
field at the Hilton Hotel, right?
Here's what I'll say.
Go
In
ahead.
the beginning, they were like, we did our practice and we did it like 6 times. It was so annoying. And then
So stupid.
basically they're like, okay, we can either pack it back up in the bags, rebuild it over there, or we can just all grab it, like how we're holding it now. We can just walk it over the
it.
bridge, right? And immediately Ryan was like, let's pack it up. But then 95% of the rest of the people there were like, we'll just walk it. And so Ryan's like, this is going to be a bad idea. And then it starts Like, it was raining so
hard on this flag.
And we're looking at the flags in the middle of the field going, this is going to be a night. Like, Ryan's like, they're going to cancel the game. He's like, they're going to cancel
it's
the game.
like downpour raining right now.
And then all of a sudden, the rain lets up, like, in perfect timing. And they're like, okay, we got to walk it over. So we shake it out. And we're literally walking it over the bridge. Ryan's not holding a single part of it because he's like, I didn't sign up for this.
I've got a hand on it.
But from the beginning, when they sign us in, I didn't realize it's majority members. It's not necessarily volunteer. It's not like a volunteer thing necessarily.
Season ticket holders.
That's what they say.
Is
to
mostly
the crowd.
what
they say, like,
the
members is doing this. But
a lot of people didn't want to do it.
But sometimes, they don't have enough. So they're going through. They're figuring out who's the member, who's not the member. Because whoever's not a member needs a temporary ticket. We get a temporary ticket, and Ryan's like, "This is what we need to get in."
I'm like,
let's just
John,
let's just ditch.
the whole time. You know me. The whole time I'm like, we got the ticket, John. Let's just go into the game.
And I kept going. I was like,
Ryan,
I just want to do it one time, just to say that we did it.
So,
and then I said, like, next time, sure, like, we can be a little lax.
The Patriot over here is like, we got to do it for our.
And then I start getting this the whole time. Oh yeah, you dive.
Like, John loves this country.
You love America, don't you? And that puts you in a weird position
as a bit, right?
Because you're like, I do love America, but why you got to be weird about it?
Yeah, exactly.
Turns out, there's people that are doing it not as a bit.
No,
because so let me back up. We're taking the flag over the bridge. We walk it all the way, like half a mile over to Petco Park, right? Mm-hmm. And now we're standing by this gate. It's probably 100 people are holding this flag. Not 100, maybe like 50.
No, yeah, it's
posted
up
right. On the backside of the Omni Hotel.
On the backside of the hotel, we're waiting right by the gate.
By the way, we're walking through, and like no matter who it is, people are taking photos of us because they think it's like the coolest thing
madness.
ever,
it's opening day. The street is full of people, right? They're waiting. There's a line to get into the ballpark, but we're at this kind of security entrance, and we already get stopped because of our weird ticket. They're like, you can't come in without a wristband. We're like, we didn't get a wristband. They're like, okay, whatever, who cares? So we're standing there for like an hour out here on the street. They're like, we're going to go in when the game starts. You're standing here. Shut up. And we're like, great. And people are getting tired, and people are starting to let the flag kind of slip.
Yeah,
it's kind of it's touching the ground at this point. Well, mind you, freaking hometown hero is standing across the street, mad dogging us.
Not Joe Musgrove. It's just some random guy.
Just a random Joe is just standing there, and he's like, "Hey, idiot!"
Well, no, the worst part is he starts staring
staring us
at
down, like
the two of you or the whole group.
The whole group.
It was,
the whole group,
but it was
kind of directed at us, right?
Well, that's because 3/4 of the flag was inside the tunnel.
Yeah.
And like the last quarter was
this guy's staring at us, and I'm like, and I think maybe he
John's
knows
like,
us.
I think that guy's looking at us.
Like, he's like
no
staring
way.
at us, and then all of a sudden he just goes, "Hey, the flag's on the ground."
He's like, pick that up.
Pick that up.
Pick that up across the street. It's not like he's right here.
And
he's across the street.
We're like, I just like I was like, first of all, we're in one tiny section, and everyone has let the flag touch the ground.
Everybody's letting it
the whole line. And
but he is definitely looking at
us. And I was like, so then the guy across the way, the Texas side, like kind of picks it up, and he goes, and I look back and smile because I'm like thinking, why is this guy care
He's serious.
so much?
He's totally serious.
He's like, and then he's like, why are you smiling? What's so funny?
He's like, it's not funny. That's our nation's flag. Pick that up. Like, really getting angry. Like, John, at one point, I'm like, John, this guy's going to kick our ass. He's going to come over here and kick some ass.
It was so funny, too, because, we volunteered for this, and it was fun. Like, it ended up being a really cool thing.
Yeah.
But, like, a lot of the people don't really care that you volunteered.
The guy next to us is like, I'm from Chile. He literally said that. He goes, I'm from Chile. We're like, this is the most funny thing. Like, and he wasn't the only patriot. There were like several, apparently ex-vets or something that were like, pick that flag up. That's our nation's flag. You pick that. Come on, guys. Don't let it slip.
It was a lot.
Like, dang, that's crazy.
And we're like, if you could see 30 minutes ago when this flag was literally
in the mud,
being like torrential downpour
if
onto
you
this
knew
flag.
What had to happen for that banner to yet wave,
you would not know. But I will say, and you agreed with me, it was cool.
Oh, so we get through it and we go out on the field. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Seeing, 40,000 people in the stands.
We were on the big screen.
We were on the big screen. Nobody took a picture because I
Yeah,
don't know what
no
the Pod
proof,
Squad was
so-
doing. Yeah, I don't know what Pod Squad
Ryan
was doing
had
at
his
the time.
giant sunglasses on, and I was watching, and one of my Pod Squad members, she turns and goes, "Isn't that your husband?"
Yeah, we wouldn't know because nobody got a picture, but
No.
that's fine. But that was great. But I just,
cool.
it was like so not worth it, bro.
But
so
the whole time, Ryan's like, we
got
can leave at any moment.
Mad
we
Dog.
can literally just leave. And I was like, Ryan, we are like a part of this now. Like we can't just walk off.
You could have. There were so many people.
I just am like, look.
No, Montana would have slipped.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to diss this
speaking
country.
of slipping,
even though I do all the time.
a lady went down.
Ooh.
What? Where
during
was
it.
that? During the Podsquad?
No.
Oh, they're pulling it out. That's right. I heard
pulling
about
it out. All the people, because they're running backwards. And some lady literally looked like the flag, like took her under. Like she went.
They
Whoop.
did say they're like, listen, if you can't run backwards,
Yeah.
Flag guy was like, if you can't run backwards fast, you're gonna need to pick a north state. Because
Literally-
the southern states, you gotta pull that thing and you gotta run backwards.
This
You can't
lady
look where you're
goes
going.
and she trips, and it literally looks like she was sucked under.
Yeah, and they said that too. They said,
They're like,
if you get
people,
stuck under,
do
just-
not be on your
just
phones.
crouch down. They said, just crouch down and let it go underneath you.
Oh, she got up. She got
Like,
up quick.
let it go
Should've done
underneath
She
you.
got
That
up
would've been
quick.
awesome. But
That's
look,
what we said. That was the big joke we made when you guys first got
Yes.
signed up. Is
The
you
parachute.
throw it up like Ryan's gonna get kicked out of the game forever because you could throw it up and run under it like a parachute
I sure wish I had now,
Yeah.
knowing what I know.
But
I'm
it
not
was
gonna.
fun.
next year.
I'm
It
not
was
like
fun.
anti-patriot. I'm not anti the flag. But I just
hate
think
flag.
it's hilarious how seriously that
So-
these people were taking
Yeah.
it.
You hate the flag.
I just hate this country, you know? Like, I just hate the country.
Super low key.
It's just It's
I
that
see the
whole
next
thing
clip.
was just so crazy. You're gonna make it look like I said I hate the United States.
Gosh.
Crop that part.
Yeah, it was. I will say it was really cool. I don't know that I'd ever do it again.
No, certainly.
But it was really cool. First, like as an experience goes.
The whole thing was definitely enlightening.
Yeah,
certainly.
Yeah. A lot of really intense people out there, and also the members that sign up are like just so funny.
Not the
'Cause-
ones you want to talk to, certainly. Not the ones that you want to be standing next to for hours.
Oh, can I tell them about our person across the way?
Yeah.
So we were
It's
talking
kind of
about
a
was
long
very
story.
hot button,
Yes,
but
yes.
we were like talking. What were we talking about? What was the celebrity?
We were
that
talking
was-
about a local character.
Oh, a local character that had these very strong anti-vax
Posts, like back in the
thoughts.
day. Like,
Okay.
back when COVID was really going, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
No big deal. And we were talking about it, and this guy just like overhears us, and he's like, "Hey, who's this you're talking about?" And we explain who this guy is, the whole thing.
Yes.
And he's like, "Oh, what?" And Ryan specifically says, "Yeah, he had strong opinions." And the guy goes, "Well, what kind of opinions were they?" And I could see Ryan's face go like, "Don't go down this." And I was like,
yeah.
"No, I want to see what he says." So I was like, "Oh, it's just like anti-vax, like no big deal, like everybody." Because I think it was a lot. It was like a big topic for a long time.
Yeah,
you know what
sure.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, there's no way he didn't know about it, and I assumed that he would be on the reasonable side of that.
Well, that was your fault.
And he's like, "Oh, well, yeah." Like he's like, "Thank God they're getting rid of all those mandates, right?" And like he's like, "I never."
It
got
was so
vaxxed."
weird.
It was so off the cuff.
He made a statement like that seemed like a time capsule. Like, you remember like how you used to talk to people like late 2020, like
Yes,
this
it's
whole
all
thing's
about
gonna
COVID.
blow over. Like, I'm not getting vaccinated. Like, it was like a time capsule from that time.
Yeah, and it was like we're here 3 years out.
Yes.
Being like,
He's like,
What?
that's all gonna blow over in a couple weeks. I was
You're
like,
like,
what?
They
and I looked
did.
at Ryan, and Ryan was just like, I could see in his
Like,
eyes going like, "This is why."
That's
I
why
didn't say
Speaking-
anything."
I
speaking of
deflected.
that-
That's why I deflected. What's up?
They did
Total fake?
drop the or not drop. They like lessened the guidelines of mask wearing in hospitals, in like main
They who?
places. The state.
Our state?
Yeah.
People,
Yeah.
but I feel like people have been wearing masks in hospitals even pre-COVID. Like,
Oh,
that's
well,
just a
yeah.
thing, right?
It's a
Was
thing
it?
you do.
I mean,
well,
I don't
doctors and
remember.
Nurses
nurses
stuff
and
used to wear-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
if they had
Oh.
a cough, that they would wear masks.
Yeah.
If they were doing like a procedure.
But now
not
it's like when you go to
No,
the
even-
hospital,
even
you still need
checkups.
to wear a mask.
Yeah.
But
They
they
would-
they dropped it.
They would wear it if they weren't feeling well, like if they had a cold.
I certainly know that's like it was a thing in like Asian countries, right? Like that's a big
Yeah.
thing
Sure.
in like China and Japan. But
But in the hospital
That's mostly
system, it's
because of
actually
air
pretty common.
quality too.
yeah,
Because the air
right.
quality is so bad over there.
It was just such like a funny off the
Yeah,
cuff
oh my
thing, and I
gosh.
knew like I could see it coming from a mile away. This
I
guy's
see.
opinion.
I didn't see it. He to me he looked like. I mean, I guess it's hard to judge off of looks, but
Yeah.
I got the vibe from him the whole time that he would go in the way of oh yeah, that's kind of a ridiculous standpoint to like not, you know what I'm saying?
I knew,
and
when
enough,
when he perked up at us talking about like you can't share your opinions, or something, he was like, "What'd you say about can't share your opinions in San Diego?" I'm like,
"Oh yeah,
just
didn't put that one together, but it was funny. It was I was dying laughing. I was like, well, because then we just like fully shut down because once he said that, I was like, okay, we clearly can't have a conversation.
So
like
weird.
I'm kind of done with this, and we all just shut down. It was funny.
It was a very.
But hey, gotta love those pods. Hey. They lost today, but
did they?
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? You know who won?
While we were sitting here.
Well, no, they didn't win.
Go ahead.
What?
Oh,
you're talking about San Diego State.
UConn won against San Diego State.
You know what? How dare you bring that up?
I'll tell you what. History was made this week when San Diego State went to the championship.
Yep.
For March Madness, college basketball.
Well, history was made before that. It's the first time they ever been in the Final Four.
First time they were ever in the Hateful Eight. What is it called? The Enlightening Eight.
Hateful Eight.
First time they were in the Final Four, and first time ever coming to the Terrible Two.
Yep, that's what I
heard.
Crazy. So,
and it was like a close game. I don't know if you guys.
Well, the biggest thing was they beat Bama.
It was like a close game until the last 3 minutes, and then the wheels just came off. And it was
the last 3 minutes were rough
because it was like it was anywhere between 6 to 10 point difference for like the whole game, and then like the last 10 minutes they were like 6 point apart, and we were like, okay, like, this is how they won it the time before. Is they had a deficit and they came back, and then it just didn't.
What stinks is they said that UConn, every single team that they've beat, they've always beat with more than 10.
A lot, yeah. Well, that's what Twitter was. I was reading Twitter during it, and someone was like, UConn never, like you said, UConn has never been in a game this March Madness where they didn't win overwhelmingly.
Right.
And SDSU had never been in a game where it wasn't super close.
Yeah.
And they're like, and you can tell because the Aztecs were really battling back, and UConn were like didn't really know how to like handle that. They were like, we're not used to like getting so close to our score.
They were just.
They just kept missing shots, and
they were freaking tall.
Well, and
people.
Bobby, I was watching with Bobby, and Bobby's not really a sports person, but he pointed out, which I kind of thought was true, is like SDSU's rhythm was kind of off. Like they weren't like reading each other on the offensive side, and it was like you could kind of see it. It was pretty glaring, but.
I mean, talk about not really caring for sports. I don't know a single stat, a single player on any team in all of college basketball, but this week I really cared pretty hard about it. I was like, wow, this is like our and it's the whole like city pride thing. I'm like, that's our team. Those are our boys out there.
Literally, when we lost, I was like, well, at least we don't live in Connecticut.
Well,
why? Oh, because like we win still because we live in San Diego.
Yes.
Oh, got it.
We always
us win. Personally. That's true.
Yeah, no, I was. They were doing some stats pre-game. I was listening to the radio broadcast on the way down to the game, which was right pre-SDSU game. And they were saying that the SDSU was the 5 seed, like the starting 5 seed. And they said that if they had won, the only other time that has happened was in 1999, and it was UConn was in that seed.
Whoa. Wow.
And
would have been
big.
Like,
oh, it's kind of interesting, you know? And it was, but like I said, overall, but I've been saying this, and I think it's true.
Let it rip.
It's a big year for San Diego.
Big year.
No matter what happens with the Padres, like the Padres are going to be electric all year long, and that was evident with the game I went to last night, where we were playing the Diamondbacks, no big deal, but they hit a walk-off home run.
Wow,
crazy!
And that place just lights up, dude. And I'm like, this is all season long for us. I just feel it's gonna be that way, you know.
Yeah,
but
certainly.
Big sports games.
I'll try and be there.
Big into sports. You've got kind of a blocked out schedule for the summer.
Desperate
for the spring-summer.
Hey, do the hot ones thing.
Oh, what's that?
What does he say at the end?
This camera. Tell us what you're working on, Cara.
Only that camera.
This camera.
This camera.
What working on. Tell us what you're going.
Tell this camera what you got going on.
Well, I've got Moniker still, and I've got Padres.
Stay on the script.
Please,
what do you have coming up immediately right now? Like, what are you
big
going
new
to?
things.
Oh my
New
God.
Right after this.
Cara.
I didn't think it was going to be this hard.
Right after this.
Do you want me to do it for you?
No.
Ryan, take it.
What the?
Kara's got her first rehearsal for New Village Arts, Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Today at work, Alex went, wait, what are you again, a tree? And I went, well, kind of. I'm ensemble.
She's a raindrop. She's a
Actually,
raindrop.
raindrop. So that's
Cara, your first, do we call this a professional show?
Yeah.
Not your first professional show.
you fully.
Look,
Killed
there's
that.
a lot
No,
of,
it's
there's
my
a lot
first-
of
Do we call this
theater.
professional?
There's a lot
It
of
is.
theater in San Diego. I don't know if we.
You get paid, so it's
You're getting
professional.
paid. This is a professional show. How do you
Yes.
feel?
I feel great.
This has been on your bucket list for some
Yep.
time now.
Yep,
Get to cross it off.
that's right.
That's what you went to school for, right? Musical
Yep.
theater. I mean, now
Wow.
we're doing it.
Wow.
Yep.
Now we're in the industry. We're
And
cutting
then in a couple months, you can go to Legoland and see me as a pirate.
Wow.
Oh, a pirate.
Your other professional show.
Pirate, my other professional
what's
show.
What's that show called?
The Swashbucklers Pirate Jig.
in. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't wait to see that one.
Big stuff for Cara this summer.
Yeah.
You treat
And
that
then
one?
Padres, of course.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
As it fits in. I mean, you're
Everything.
gonna be kind of
Everything as it fits in.
locked out.
Wow.
Annie, what do you got going up on that?
I am also in Singing in the Rain.
Oh, that would
Yes.
be cool.
Wow.
Could you imagine? You see
Bless.
her at the first
She's the
rehearsal?
umbrella.
She's the singing.
You're like,
I'm the
you're like,
rain.
hey, do you want to just drive together? I'd be like,
No.
Oh God.
That is awesome.
That's
That'd be
rough.
cool.
Imagine.
She's like, actually,
Imagine
I got it.
that.
Actually,
now.
I'm the director.
Oh.
Of Singing in the Rain.
Oh,
yeah.
you come in, you're like, actually,
Call me Sir
I'm
Darren.
the
Cut.
choreographer now.
Right. Actually, I own the theater.
Actually, Doctor.
I'm
Annie Skovmand.
Dr.
Annie
Skovmand.
Skovmand.
Actually, and you will address me as such.
Nothing. Work, school.
Wow.
Not. Whoa. Wow.
Whoa,
that
whoa,
were-
whoa,
Whoa.
school.
No school. That
She's
just
going back to
reverted
school,
back.
everybody. She's going back to school.
I'm getting my doctorate in
Wow. Talk
Theater
about
and
a
being
time
in-
capsule.
asshole.
Nice.
School.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna school you.
Nice.
Good for you.
Nothing. What's going on with
for
you
you.
guys? Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Cool.
I'm gonna be watching the Padres.
No,
I'll
I'm
see.
Cool.
trying to be rich and famous.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
I'm
kinda
trying to
fun.
freaking. I'm trying to freaking lay out at the beach.
Straight up.
The weather needs to
I hate to break
come
it to
on.
you, Kara.
flip
You're
it.
not being at the beach very long. All these jobs you got going on.
Oh, you
there's
got a
no
lot
way.
of work.
I have tomorrow off
Oh!
until nighttime. Yeah.
I'm just here,
All right.
just pumping up my wife.
Until
just
nighttime.
saying.
We just, me and my wife, said our goodbyes for the summer.
Yeah, we
So,
did. We pretty much did.
See you later.
Bye.
And
Nice. That's
I'll
really
see you in
cool.
my dreams.
Oh, that's actually kind of
sweet.
That's really sweet. Oh my god.
Last night, we were in bed and my foot touched his
Okay.
leg.
TMI,
Chill out.
TMI.
And he went,
Just chill out.
he went, oh, I thought you were wearing fuzzy socks. But the bottom of my feet are just really peely right now.
Gross, Kara. You don't have to share that on the podcast. Yeah, her feet were so peely. I thought she was wearing fuzzy socks.
You know, it's so
It
good.
was so gross.
The best is that we get the both sides of the story
Yeah,
here. You know,
yeah.
when it comes to you guys. There's
So
no
I'll see you in my
mystery.
dreams with my peely feet.
Well, this is a good time to bring up our sponsor, Pet Egg. Pet Egg.
Oh God, did you ever have a pet egg?
When you scrape off your feet.
I did. It sucked.
Oh my god. Well, now we just lost our sponsorship.
Well,
Thanks,
sponsor's
Kara.
gone now.
Roll the tape. Let's go.
Damn,
Wow.
roll the tape. You guys got any Easter traditions you do with your family? You guys big into Easter?
Oh, yeah. Easter egg hunt's coming up for us.
Oh,
I told you about this last year.
No.
Easter egg hunt.
No one listens.
I don't know.
No, I don't remember.
Give me a refresher.
My family has never stopped doing the Easter egg hunt. What happened now is my mom now fills it with $600 worth of bills. So
Money.
like ones, fives, 10s, 20s, and there's 50s and there's 200s.
Wow.
And so we go all out.
Find that 100.
My dad hides all the eggs, and then like she's taking it a layer deeper in the last couple of years. Where like we'll play it all, and then whoever gets the top. There's two winners. There's top egg count. And there's top money dollar amount.
Sure.
And whoever gets a couple of years ago, the top egg count had 3 golden eggs, and you got to choose.
Whoa.
And in those eggs, it was a $100
No
bill,
way.
a $50 bill, and a $10 bill. And then like
I would be devastated
The top
with the
3 you
10.
had to choose, or you could double your money, but we didn't know what was inside. So I was the top egg earner that year.
Okay.
And
Egger, top
and
egger.
I had
Alright.
$110, and I was like, I'm gonna double my money. Like, there's no way I didn't know
Easy.
what was inside, but I was like, I just think it's the smartest choice. And I doubled my money and
Nice.
it made $200 that year. So.
Wow.
Cool.
So I'm gonna go to John's house.
Yeah,
for Easter
I'm
this
going to
year.
the Albright.
Yeah,
it
what
sounds
the
like.
heck?
Yeah, my mom my mom.
Is
It's
there like a
classic
buy-in?
her.
Like I gotta.
Yeah, you
pay
buy in,
$15
yeah.
or
Class A,
something?
yeah, cover
My
charge.
mom is like, and so and like I said, it's never lost its competitive edge really, because as we started getting older, it was like in like when we got old enough, it started going to like coins and candy. It was obviously candy to start when we were kids, and then coins and candy. Then it got to like 5s and 1s, and then when we got into high school, she switched it over to full money.
Wow.
And it has been like gnarly. And so
we've never done that kind of egg
That is
hunt.
awesome.
I'll let you know how much they come out on top. And now that there's spouses involved, there's a whole other layer of, because Jordan's in it now.
Oh, this year it's going to be like
$1,000
$1,000 easy.
Wow.
I mean,
So you literally have to sell your soul to the Albright clan in order to get an invite.
Yeah. I don't know what to buy. You
Just
just ask
your-
my mom.
just
Just text
your
my
sex
mom.
life,
Just text my
apparently.
mom and she'll let you know. I mean,
All right.
Okay, great.
Yeah. You can get
I'm
it all.
in.
Wow.
And I'll be eating deviled eggs wherever I am.
If I can sub out Jordan, I think you and I could do really well.
Wow. Oh, it's
You
a
and
team
I.
effort.
Yeah. It's a team because you're couples. So you
Got it.
and I think I don't know
That's
what
good.
happens
That's good.
with Bobby. So we somehow figure out make it even. I don't know, but I don't know.
I'll call him.
You get on
I'll
Bobby's.
sub in.
Hey, get on Bobby's team.
Sure.
There you go.
I'll be
My
Bobby's
family's egg hunt is literally my parents hide the eggs that we colored, and then we don't get
That's
anything.
dangerous.
We just find them.
If you can't find them, you're gonna find a real rotten one in a couple years.
When we were younger, that would happen.
a rotten egg.
Like a week later, you start smelling it.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, the best about ours is that my mom knows how many eggs, obviously based off the increment and the amount.
They always forget
So
to
there's
count.
like, my mom will be like, we'll all count up our eggs. And my mom will go, there's 3 left.
Your mom loves that.
And my dad always helps my sister, even though she's 24 now. Wait,
The baby.
you know?
that's
Wow.
good.
But it goes full out. My brother got scratched in the face a couple years ago.
Shoot.
Bruises,
your sister?
for sure. Yeah, it's just one of those things.
My grandma did this thing one year where it was like a spider web. Oh, maybe my parents did it. There was like Easter. Everybody got these Easter baskets.
Sure.
But they were sprawled all about the house, and there was yarn like tied to the front door, and it was like spider webbed around the house. So you had to follow the yarn all the way like around the house, like follow it
that's
to your
cool.
Easter basket. And so it was all kind of like a maze. Like you had to like
That's
go up
fun.
and under yarn, and it was a cool thing.
That's
We-
a fun
Fun memory.
We do a lot of going up to Easter.
Go ahead.
So like Good Friday, we would go to church, and then after, since you can't have meat, the soup hall would have soup, and you'd have soup on Good Friday because you're supposed to fast. And then
Okay.
Saturday, we would just go over to my parents' or after they'd come over to my parents' house, and we'd watch Jesus Christ Superstar. We do that every year. We watch Jesus Christ
Big
Superstar.
viewing of Jesus
Big
Christ
viewing.
Superstar.
We all do the dances. We all
Phillies.
sing, and then it gets sad.
Well,
and
Do
then,
the
yeah.
dances.
We don't all do the dances.
And then
But
yeah,
I
Easter
do my
basket.
Tell me you do the dances.
my Ted Neely impression though, certainly.
Yeah, we let them have it.
Get out!
What about you, Annie? Easter traditions, anything?
Go out to the desert.
We'd go
do
out
some
to
Burn
the,
up our
donuts,
eggs.
we'd go
carton
out
of
to the
eggs.
desert.
egg houses.
Everyone was stuck in the trailers while the Easter bunny was laying eggs.
Oh, that's right. It's just serious.
Yeah, and then it was like at the same time everyone was released from their trailers, and
Wow.
you go and find as many eggs. And
How many eggs? What's the count on something like that? Like, was it like hundreds, probably, or no?
a lot of other
probably,
RV
yeah.
kids.
Family, right? So
yeah,
it's got to be a lot.
It was like
right?
it was like my whole family. So it was like, we're looking at 10, 11 grandkids
Oh,
plus
wow.
friends of friends. So you're probably like 200, 300 eggs.
Awesome.
And they would sit and stuff in the house the night before. All the moms would
So
stuff them,
fun.
and it would be like
With some wine,
coins,
of
like
course.
dollar coins, dollar bills, and
Dollar
candy.
bills.
And then here's the problem: though, is I'm the youngest of the 11 grandkids, so my older cousins would like help stuff the eggs, and then they'd help hide them.
And
Well-
then they knew where they were.
Well, and then as they were hiding them, they would just take the candy and the money and they'd fill it with rocks.
Aw, that's so mean.
No way.
Yeah.
Corruption,
Dude.
voter fraud, huh?
So smart.
Yeah, and so
Jeez.
there's
Stuff
definitely
like
a couple
rotten
times.
egg.
There's
There's
egg
multiple
fraud.
times I just got rocks. Well, I got other things too, but
I
it would be
got a
like
rock.
it'd be like you'd open up
got
and it's like
a
oh, it's
Smart.
a
This is smart.
rock.
These are smart kids.
Yeah, and then they
Pretty
tried
good.
to make it fair.
Lame.
And so then I was like, every kid gets a color, and there's the same colored eggs and all this stuff. And then my grandpa had me. He like hid my eggs, and he would like shove them into like fence posts, and like impossible. There was one that got stuck in the wheel of a like a motorhome.
He just put
it like
rocks in
fell
them.
within the wheel bed.
He
like,
ate
the
all the
wheel-
They were
candy.
actual rocks.
The
He
wheel
ate all
ball.
the candy and put them
No egg, just a rock.
Well, there was one. So there was one. The 1 year. Remember, I've told the story of the friend we knew who won the lottery.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So they were part of this group.
Okay.
1 year, she brought like basically like a golden
$1
egg
million.
vibe. She put $500 into an egg Whoa. So it was one egg hidden with $500. And she was like, and she told everyone there's one egg with a ton of money in it. Gotta find it. So we're searching for hours. We can't find it. Finally, she's like, do you guys give up? And we're like, yeah. She opens her coffee cup.
How rude.
And it was in her coffee cup the whole time.
What a rat.
Wait,
right?
So
that's not hiding an egg. That's just like
but that no,
it's in my pocket.
But that was the kind of
the same thing, same energy being like
that's the bullshit.
It's right here.
That was the kind of like, but that's like what my grandpa would pull too. It's like, did you look inside of all the couch cushions?
Did you check
inside the chimney?
So lame.
Did you look under every rock?
Gosh.
That was like the exact vibe.
Did you check my coffee I've been sipping out of for the last 5 hours?
It's got a lid on it. You didn't check under the lid?
Didn't check it?
Yeah, so that was... But I worked this Easter, so I'm not
When I win the lottery, I'm going to pull that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Be like, did you check under the foundation of the house? Get your chisels out. It's there.
Did you check in the concrete I just poured a couple days ago?
Did you see my new scar on my stomach? There
God.
it is.
Cut the stitches. Do it.
Yeah. You're working on Easter, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, man. At what time?
9:30 to 4.
Wow, that is right in the middle of the day.
One of those Easter weddings, huh?
Yep.
Dang.
Classic Easter wedding. Is it a wedding?
That's
or are you working
no.
at Moniker?
No, it's a Moniker shift.
I love that we've also
that's fun.
spent so much time trying to protect the identity of Moniker on the show and then also just use it.
I can't believe they're... Well, actually, I can. It's not really a federal holiday, Easter, eh?
It's not. It's not a federal.
It's not. Sharp doesn't get it off either.
So you'll be working too, eh?
I'm not working,
Sunday.
but
Like
people that work Sundays have to just work it for normal pay. That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, guys, wish you all a happy Easter. Whatever
Easter.
you're going to be doing, working or otherwise. And shoot, that's it.
Yep.
That is so
This is
sweet.
our last episode.
That's
That's fun.
it. 124.
Till next year.
That's a good hold number. On the couch as always, Cara Tafolla, Annie the Skovmand. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
And we'll see you next week on What the Podcast.